Good morning. So good morning again. I am James Smith with the state of New Mexico. I know some of you may not have been here first thing when we started earlier. Now we're going to have a meeting to actually talk about what the whole meaning of bond release is. This is our interpreter, Lee Rogers. She is a great help to me to help each and every one of you to understand what we're talking about. Washington der die grote etnische sto bezahlt der Jothatle ne naset von der ajnisho na samal jon ajnaho ade hajo unda hoto kli edna hot a beso bezahlt Jothatle ako die dainishige ater beso git Nikegon bini idan nikidon kata apen nashiki binnache bachaba tsana no binnache kaya in jino khate de dot kliku ya put out beso tanti ne ako ek adche de dot shifting ya go ek od yapan ni all that upon me. So one of the main questions that people ask, what does the money mean that we're talking about in the letter? That money is like a car insurance policy, but it's a mine insurance policy. The mine took out that insurance so that if they were unable to successfully finish the work to do all that you saw today, that we as the state could take that insurance policy and claim that money to repair the land here. So this is the beginning process for the state to fully release these lands back to you as the allotment landowners. We go through this process. We invite you to look at the land, talk about what you saw today, and then we continue to inspect the mine, where we will come to the place that we say all of the work that is needed to be done has been completed, and then we will go through some paperwork and fully release the land, and we will send a letter to the BIA to let them know the land has been released, and that we will no longer be permitting the mine. The mine is no longer responsible for the land, and the land now goes back to you as the allotment landowners.
Ako di hut aber da nishigi you a kate has yahai ata alne. Ako ade yahai di de beso a chamna ne li la nin ne da which a better dog chit than yego kwagi bahol ji. Ako binnaje yahai atse kaya bida de igi kaya bida hagi أكثر ناشئين بلغة آيان تذكر عاش بالنبش أو بالنانش تبقى الكواجي بالله هذا هو كده نقدر لكي يحتاج ناشئين بالله خليت آيان إيمان زيدا خليت آيان بالناش نشيجي إذا الزيادة نتاليا كي أبا يدا كتاب نكبرها كي أجي بالله أكو يسيا بنا النشاط أنا صوت كشي كنا ندعاء شيء كيمو أنا تنهجي إذا أكو أبا هو جيزو ببيسو بجبيد تشيدو أكو بيسو بانا ندو أدات فهدو ندات الكادو كدو ناسو كيا بينات أو كتلجيت أو دادو ليش آجي دات الكادو ليش.
One of the other questions that we often get is about being able to live on the land, to be able to put a home on the land. Anywhere that we have an active mining area, we discourage you from putting a house on there. The land was drastically disturbed, and it's still going to be settling for many years. But we also handed out a piece of paper to you today that talks about the process that you would go through with the BIA to actually try to put a home on the land. So please use that as your resource if you really desire to put a home on the land, to pursue that through the BIA.
Accord, Fado Yahay, Benaido Kit. Dide, Ash Bohonek Zadanosen, Ash Bohonek Zat, Homan Bakana Neho. Accord, Ashini, Jobabin Zendo, Chiket Alado, Kayahaki, Zaza Kayahaki, Danosen, the she, Ankabas, Field, Allottee de Kayahaki, I see it, Nahano, the Mashnish. The Josh and the Josh, Nakata say on the teaching out, Josh in no, Adam the Dash, Kinamo, Adding the Queen of the Nasa, adding the day, Hajo Kayagi, Bohonek Zando, the Bukawa, Ako Jahut Agin, a Jaho that named it. I saw the sheepness. I saw Fagin now the sheepness. Joshita Johnson. Of course, what ever now. Such a good time to read all this. The art and powers and all this. And the Dojo Kayashi, none in that. Of course, what I speak of song, Yahweh, Con, a banana told me past me. Like, Yahweh, BIA, but not on this. Yahweh, art and part, Kate, and that's like art, Kate, not art, what art, Kate, I give a car one English, leave not so.
Now we would like to open it up for you to ask any questions that you have. Understand that we have a very limited amount of time to ask these questions, but we really truly want to be able to answer your questions as best that we can, so that, if somebody already asked the question you have, we don't want you to ask the question again, but we really want you to ask the questions that you might be concerned about. I know going out to see the land is a very important step, and that's why we did that first. Because we wanted you to see what the land really looks like, to see the vegetation, to see the natural habitat that's out there.
Kadeyai Kodo Nadi Kidon Kaho Aton Lake. Ako do zagon di kehi do biga tanje ende ihelnigi bikha enka adna ho yahai daido kidole. Ako shat naidish kidigi amni so naidish kidin zini aitain naidish kido jo daisno kodo yisin zagon inde esta. Akod nkhas ankwagi naidish kidnosna. Akod ache yahai daido kidole. Akod isa wa bodlige yahai kide atsa ke yahai dadno isni ye. Jo gut yahai ben naidish kidla aju do ingushe is donni khala da bas da evna apinda kaho kompetali di kau dadno isna so. Akod ni ke ya dadno igi eshi ben naidish kidok akodon khas adole.
Who has a question? Yes, sir.
I just want to know, is this the one that we did Monday? Back in the day? The one you showed us over there?
These allotments that we showed today are different allotments than we showed back in June.
Yeah, June.
Yes.
This afternoon, some of them are the
Right. Yeah.
He's coming out, he's got that.
Okay. So she's saying that some of the ones from this afternoon are also the same that were in June. So there is some overlap.
Yeah, because I have to drive all the way from Tuesday to Texas just to come over here at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
So that's the reason why I'm asking you if it's the same one. If it's the same one, I can just leave and since I already know about that one, so I'll just leave and then go back.
Yeah, you can confer with Mary and she can let you know.
Yeah, as long as I'm at
I understand.
I gotta kick off again.
Yeah, ask Mary, she can help you.
Alright, sounds good.
Another question.
On lot, I think it was 1605, there was still a gas line on that. What is the future of that?
Yes, where you saw the gas line, it goes through the entire mine area, and those gas lines will stay there. The gas company has the right of way to use those, and those are going to remain in place. As all the roads that you see that we drove on, all the roads will also be as they are. They'll remain in the same condition. One of the other questions that has happened, because some of the land is owned by Chevron is going to find a way to give you the right of way to cross their land to get into your allotment land as well. Hold on.
Di kodo naide kid nke kaya bit itlidi skata kato shlagi ki biyom ne de yahai de koni ba na ako edi isha eje kada state of this ele faidna no naide kid ako hala aita kaya na chahada do bez anu bikao khanso shin igi amush kijiko chijiko yahai khanso shi do bahna da go khasa I simple organic at right away ako yahai de kodo da inishigi up organic and down she up the so naso ante do le haji shi nte ni kayata bakaji satnan o dahida kunti o serni o da ko da yahai nakha ko de أخوي سكنا الأوقات وسكنا النادا الجواب نادا الوضع.
Next question.
Following that question, how does that affect compensation and stuff like that? Because that's part of the is that land being that it was given back to the individual?
So anywhere that there's the gas line right away, I do not think or know about
porque ya da betaden eodash navigate for launch bahas non naidesh kid ako ADG craggy nutigi yai is that like outside for the yago but not yet but it's a young dangi okay it was thousand Ki de konsekveni yimdad shi ban igi khashi de godni gi a dabdos kidoshi na ja azen do de majoni ji ada do si ada
Back there, question?
Yeah, can you guys share like high definition pictures, photos of the allotment by chance, so we get a better viewpoint on paper?
I will ask. I don't know if we have any kind of aerial imagery for the allotments themselves, but we can ask that question.
Di kodon naide kid kod kaya da kidon ni tas ni ako di yan le what ate na san na ta so is chedigishi it's ado adaliagi ko kodon naide kid isa akunang go akando at chidigi shapono jog I ben na azan le khatas edodo sendas egodo sendas ada ahada di egido da ko da shi da to akhat ashin yen na ya donan agodonan na chinno kwegi da chaha so da di kwesho kwega le chaha edo da kwega da ko akhat ave azan do le shin yen Ako korot asad ning no ya ishan shi benadi desh kid akot khad now da sa bonita
On allotment 1567, that land was mine. So the Brown family has a residential lease on it already, and I was wondering when we can build on it.
For that particular case, you need to speak directly with the BIA because they're the ones who are going to give you permission. I know that we have to release it, and that's what we're trying to do right now, is to try to move that forward to get that land released. So as soon as we get it released, then hopefully BIA can be able to approve your request.
So when will be the approximate date?
I don't have an approximate date. I would hope by the end of this year, but probably it'll take a few months into the next year before we'll finalize the approval.
Hold on. Good question.
Kodon nade kedi de ki after de kedi ashlaka sato continue to sidiki edike ya adon de kedi adon ta de kedi ako brown da hikado e tabekeya ako edike ya ko one example de no nade ako di kodot hanatio e Nikim probe da kichidigi benanishto ad dia banan kyoshi ad dia dia bonito shi ni chidole ako kena kan naide kibza shafai hodisho on your card on the zero da no naide kid ako adk ya anan atuza kwegi shihudo ni hiko o so yo vansa kefusion da initiative not da ken deon ai dik at di kwagi adan indesqa adan nakha so de ero time nakha bada in the time ai akhodo ni so bone translate.
Next question. For running livestock on any of the allotments, you still need to get that permission from the BIA. And they won't be able to give you that permission until we've released the land from the mine permit. So until we release the land from the mine permit, the BIA won't be able to approve putting livestock on your land. It has to be outside of the mine permit first before we can allow livestock. So that's going to take probably another year before we can actually fully finalize the approval to release the land. This today is just the first step to release the land.
the better na losi da ando ni dos for non na de kid ako just ande big de kaya di big chidi adin da ba ho chi joko da so big chido BRA bande ba ade ya hai BRA di da ba dos kid do de kwagi kan ando ni da ni de
Next question. Oh, right there, gentleman in blue. Nice and loud. Yes, I do. The person who works for the VIA that's here works for the Gallup office, and all of the dealings for your livestock and for your homes, you'll have to talk to the Crown Point office. And so that's why we handed that paper out to you. That has all the details of the information on how to interact with the BIA regarding what your request would be. Does that make sense?
Di ada kan daidos kiri kaya buka na alam dado nisi do na losi da ada na da do yesi do beda agenda do nisi Asia da BIA di pani ya ada na de kido de according jin ke ha so di ya hai Crown Point there ada ha so di Argentine ke da ako Crown Point je BIA beda nisi e ba hun ke do de the craggy has ungiven night kido.
Another question over this way. Nice and loud.
I noticed they had those pins in the ground for corner markers.
Correct.
Those pins, we got that long from those pins.
Yes, the mine has been going through and resurveying all of the corner markers for the allotments as well as the sections. So they're making sure that if there's a missing marker, it will be replaced. And then there's also going to be fencing put back so that the original fencing would be back in place.
Die corona de kid and love fasi kego besh das out verstaan und gergi van das den chiro asi das ja die bekeya kon das sorgi die das sorgi evet ağzın da deştiniye nati ja na jinigi von hat zadonleş Ado ashe kwegi das ado leshike o kwe das ado leshine kalan naso binache dan da andaj now the ebe bazen do lesh.
So how can we see those in the future? How can we see those in the future?
How can we see those in the future?
You're asking you want to see them before the mine gets released?
Well, no, the pins, the lat long.
Oh, you actually want to find the actual locations for the lat longs for those markers? We might be able to provide some of that mapping in the future.
Okay.
I know that it's still in process, so it's not been completed yet. So, but like you see here on these maps, these maps show the sections and the corners, so we can provide some of that, sure.
Corona de kede ko ADD de beše das out la stone zaden chiu batan das sahigi do te chi beše out benatu ahzen eko na sich aber ahzen do deschen fast benatu ja hai bahzen sahigi ke ja hat has sorgen no naide ako ashi bahzen on kadna do desch Ado adit anas time yagit ashi do bukan das ado desh ado benatu ahzen do desh what out.
So just to follow up with that, if you have those kinds of specific requests, then you should email to me so that I can respond back to you.
Ako hot ayisin yego kuningar go benadi kidin ke Hollanda yahay Beşbek elçi abim sikesi beşik adişi de sade de belagani elçi email yol yol aşış için de ido le çok anla de kidi kod ad naçı ay nice anası sidole.
Any more questions?
Under what name?
What's that?
Under what name? Email.
The letter that I mailed to you has my email address.
Na keke nade kede ta nade kidige yahay email kad ejin anne no nade kide yahay di kona sotni jeda diane ada bakha di de befek elchi aben sikhiz beche sade de ingigi e bakha ada bakena ada nade di bakha is kedi ne je saan ada rode kyo ina yini ashka ek nas da ni shan ni de na di email ni da be ni je na a ko de no nade ki ako ashi ko de chokhe do shi ko an ka de do li.
So yes, we are recording today for the meetings, so that I'm going to put the video on my website, so if you want the link to that, I can email it to you. So you can then watch the recording of the video. Okay?
Ako ani matadi de ko kwani dana sa angi akoro ye sho ina yindi ata komende ako nish ina sa e hay ape de chindi de be ga chi aben si kesi be chi o se do le aro e hay na kidigi khai ki bi de chi o khai ki ba khai chi da ka yi ke do le digi e chi ata ba khai na do le ko a je e hay da no i do le ne nish ina
More questions? Nice and loud, please. Yes, I understand what you're asking. And again, that goes back, if you have that specific kind of request, send me an email, and then I can try to provide the information for you. They wanted the information on the other allottees.
Kudon nade keti de apena ya hi kao nai bujeta ada jilla o ado e ya di de ke ya ga so bada di lidi kai di lai ya ni ne de ke do ne ni se khai di da kha da ya ako e khai di ke ya da so di ki khai la a akut a da ba ko da e khai ke ya ha so di ko a da ba khai di ki a se ko ba da na no nai de ki ako e a honan a di de email ki da no shi e bin na je e ya ni je ana de si le khai di ako a na di ki di ki business.
Yes, ma'am, you want that? I don't have the exact numbers for each allotment for how many right in front of me, but if you email me, I can send that information to you. And then in terms of trying to put a house, that is all through the BIA. All we are doing is releasing the land from the mine to go back to the BIA so that they can then go back and allow you to use the land. But you need to interact with the BIA on that piece of paper that outlines the details how to do that.
She's no, de kiti de kaya pedi kili sanga ta to na spato ti ko ne ki ti kada da ba shi da ba ka da so to kalle ai shi craggy do de da no ai craggy inda ha shi a do de no na de kid ako ha na de kid da na na do kid do a shi email da o na ja a sin do de ada ti de kaya ha ka na ha do bi shi ki ho wan do ni shi ki ya hai pia bidet aj ya han da do ki do so ke na ada in gi yin na do le
Another question. Back there?
So as of today, let's say starting tomorrow, if we decided to, like, work from Utah, if we decided to stay one more day, and we wanted to go walk those 3 areas, are we allowed to do that, or do we need escort for these gates?
The question is, if you wanted to walk the land, would you be able to do it, or would you need an escort? And because it's still under the mine permit, you always need an escort. Even when I come out here, and I'm the state regulator, I still need an escort. So, because it's under the mine permit, Chevron takes the liability seriously, and they want you to be escorted so that you can remain safe.
Na de kiti de na kiti ba a ko iska da a da kanadi di kato a isa a hamza da ko kan de sha suno ash was an no na de kit Fala di de ke ya jo be de chi de do and de chi a ba jo a ho jo shodat ako has an hi de kodo chevron I yese yen da do ye da ke ba jo ka da no ki ad o ho do ne sa da ho ti le chi ya si de enna ako do de she da san yo ko ne a ge de igi do na kai nshin da in the chevron ashi was no she gets on do but she can this carne a con kala hot and then did asai an kino franco which is all the ton go fast of the head of the basket an she has no for the chevron an he gets on ya
Any more questions? Over here.
You guys say you gotta know ahead of time. So how much time is that? Once somebody puts up a house, the reason why I'm saying that is because you got elders here. And I'm sure you want to go back, something, let's see it. That time frame.
I really can't give you a full time frame. We're working at releasing this land as quickly as we can, but it all takes time. Chevron is still doing some repair work, and until we are fully satisfied as the state, we can't release the land. The best that I can say is sometime early next year would be the earliest that I can see us releasing the land as the state.
Neide kritik, das ist der Frage, ich ja hey, ohne Examen des und da kann man aber kann man no neide krit. Jod and ja hey ke ja beide dort shigi. Wir bande dort atik an der Bechen hat sich. Ja do bekenen da abe mit die shigi hat ja hey akut aus now. Ako on kisi or cutting in the city or parking one side case so ayon ang kala di de at keda or isigi at yeba bana an show ya hay ako and the houses and the so she been not on the show has those that's how it ako ADG that's the nada as so the keda nanis we did for your koda ides iginanis the shin the day hat via that's the band that only in the day via beshin das so for one that later for one day station of
Ma'am, you have a question? you're asking about if we were going to send out more letters regarding when we release the land?
Whenever you open the land, the override on the land, you will send us letters, right, so we can go in and
Well, yeah, again, I don't know how all those details are going to happen, because we've released the land from the mining permit, then it really goes to the BIA, so it would be the BIA's responsibility to determine when you are available to go out to the land again.
Ado didi keya kujo bande ade biya egi dikchido ade shinde da hai biya egi bishindashne sho hot ada afleto lesh ni no sa ni na.
Ma'am?
I have a question, okay, on who would be the contact person if we were to want to go back to the office and look at it?
The question is, who should you contact if you wanted to make an appointment to go back to the allotment? Yeah, realize that I don't think Shelburne has really wrestled with that idea at this point. So I don't really think we have an answer for that question of how much time you would need to contact the mine and who to contact. So you should email me that you want to do that, and then we can start to move that forward. I just don't have that kind of information, logistically what that looks like. Do we have any other questions that you would like to try to answer? Yes, sir. You don't have to stand.
I would like to be.
Okay.
If I could get myself on that.
It seems to me that every time that we do have a gathering, that seems to be a adverse weather condition. And today again, I'm going to hearing aid, and I'm half crippled. I came all the way down from Farmington and to make it, to see if I could understand what is happening here, and I still seem to be lost. This thing is dragging itself. I don't know how long. I don't know how long it will take also for us to say we occupy the place again. I'm in limbo to say that I think they're dragging our feet a little too much, someplace, somewhere, somehow. I think just like Washington was beginning to wait to see if the elephant would be born. And yet, at the same time, we're hoping to occupy the place back again, with hopes to say that if you were to inadvertently look at this, you would then have to say that when they did come around, they just moved us out. My family, my siblings, some of them are living down there towards the Chipta house over at Allottee, and some of them may occupy that. I never had a chance to do that. I never had a chance to be part of it, so now I'm still in limbo because I hear the word that the land is now free to be released. And yet at the same time we still have to do some footwork in order to get the grazing permit, go through BIA. We need to give sense of direction. Why don't we just all say, bring everybody together? Have it a one-time shot and let's get this out of the way is what I'm saying, because beginning to restrict people from traveling back and forth like me. It's beginning to take time to work. If the survey is done, if the survey is in place, then what's holding it? Because that's what the landmark is for. If the survey takes place and it is marked off, then you know a general idea that you got that thing coming to you. I'm already beginning to get old and feeble trying to get back on the land. But it's beginning to be impossible because I'm here with my daughter and we're implementing the church all the way down. So my question is if this whole thing belongs to the survey, before we would say that I want a house there. That's too early to say. I think what we need to do is we just choose the land back and first. If that's what happens to then take another year, then we still got another year to look at it. Together to secure the land, or is it landmark, or do we have to do a survey? And the Parliament has to come in also and do their survey also. Before BIA would say that we have a right to move on to it or build on to it. So we're going up there with the feet that's on the side, onde apenas traffic che now che the present of almost because I've done I've done to check out of what in the department not put it all in. Zo'n input dat er niet in kwam, gezorgd door de Spannen gaan door afvallen. In Nederland door zo'n partner in de Duitsen en Keukenjaar. En zo ook zo'n input gewoon overgepraat dat er niet iemand door jas vonden. Ja, aan dat ik krijg is dat dat je de heet het huis dat die was zo. Als je gewoon dat stelde ja, wat dat is het voor net. What's still in the limbo now? We don't know if we're going to secure the land yet. Though I've heard that he said you can have it, but I still doubt it. So in ik altijd was dit ook aan het worden toevallig. Ik zie dat SSND nooit is in de Westers gedaan aan dit bij Kega Heenskee. Het ging van het ik was zo man en doos massen doos het tak. Zoals het goed en lang. Als ik kijk had eindelijk op en is zo uit elkaar jaar die te betraten aan die stijgen zijn. Het is gezegd over de nest dat het praten dingetjes dat het uit alle dat daar laat ondergezond. Het is avond zo.
Yes, sir, Francis, I understand your question. You want to know how quickly, and we are working at moving it quickly. We are. It's not happening today. This is the first step. We're going to move it forward as quickly as we can. The area that we already looked at back in June, hopefully will get released sooner. The areas that we're looking at today will still take some more time.
Ashini with Eddie the art skill got skills on the Shannon and Nicodin need out Nathan Hatchin and Ketaliane. Ado and the Chayatio of open Naswatches, Washington, then Nishakala, Chidon, the Chila and Hadon, so now I ask it now. I had the a call. The fishing out at which in the kitchen, no, not so we had the Yaki, Sunday, other Washington, that other Akkobadan, Nishigila, Doniata, Joe at Geek Cow, a job by Yeti, Kodan, Ada such a crowd, a Hunka, Zinita Kran, the vegetation days in a half, for she, a Joshi, Singoti, or Candid, a father yet, a Nasa Hodnesi, Unsustained Yai. Itan che adonde atsa no of nature kadanti nis kado nature hadai na so kodedishi din dai yan kit e kala etadi ne akwai like of nut eda no hadzi. So in Navajo, the nutshell I'm going to summarize is basically what is holding up this whole process. It seems to just be prolonged. Every time we get together, we want to hurry up and secure our land back. And in particular, I want to try to secure back land that belongs to my family in proximity to the Blackhead area. So as further talk of his youth, and he's hoping that this whole discussion doesn't prolong beyond 5 years and that be sooner.
Hopefully it will be sooner. All right, I think we have time for 2 more questions. 2 more questions. Way in the back, you have to yell, please, so we can hear you. Well, everybody who's coming in for the 12:30 inspection and the 2:30 meeting, you're getting your own meeting at 2:30. So we'll give you the update then. Okay?
Keden naidesh kidige yahay tisa keden dasi kwe no naidesh kid ako binna bayao tien dod kujin shi ashine kwe kwe bayao tien ge binna ho ato deshin aro bikijin kwe sa yahanana che ako eshe yaji keden daso kwe ya kwe atkata no sho dod ande bikitba den binna bayao tien ahot abayana tikidole.
Okay, one more question. We try to answer all of them, and if you come up with another question, you certainly can email me, you certainly can call me. You have my email and phone number on the sheet, the letter that I mailed out to all of you. So now we kind of try to transition from our morning meeting to the afternoon meeting. We try to split up the group based on the different allotments. So if you already were out in the vehicles this morning, you're free to leave. If you're here for the afternoon inspection, then we're going to want you to kind of identify which allotments that you want to go see, that you're an owner of, so that we can organize and be able to figure out which vehicles we're going to go with.
Hello? Okay. Binna da tin na se shi ya da ce ko ashin aro bin janda so kare ta da na ko ka da aro aske ido ne shi da chire ke da jaki bi ke ya kai di shi da ne da na son kai ya ti da dai yi ya chire bin je da de do aske da yi do